into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I'm not even going to talk for a second. Can we just dance it out? For those of you that are listening, just hang on, keep driving, keep sitting in your office. Hang on, there's a slight dance break.
I got soul. I got super bad.
There it is! Welcome to the SNL After Show here on AfterBuzzTV.com. My name is Danny Hoyt, and playing that fine song for us is our producer, Josh. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you.
He's doing so many things, I didn't even give him a chance to turn his own microphone on. This guy's so busy over here. I'm gonna try again. Josh, how you doing over there?
I am doing great, thank you.
There it is, fantastic. And we have two lovely co-hosts with us tonight. Ladies, how are you?
Good. Hi, I'm Katie Wilbert.
Hey, I'm Kelly McInerney. What up?
Fresh off, I'm gonna turn my earbuds up so I can hear you guys. Can you do that over there, Josh? Or do I do that here?
Beautiful voices.
It's over here? Somebody turn me up so I can hear you guys here. How do I do that?
Fun fact, guys.
I don't even know. This is a new studio for me.
We played James Brown because Leslie Jones was wearing the James Brown shirt at the end.
She, you know,
Full circle.
Leslie Jones is an all-star.
She's so fun.
She was underused tonight. I was a little bummed about that.
Yeah. I mean, they used her at the top, so that was a good choice,
Yep,
right?
that's true.
But
That's
a
true.
little underused.
You know, I like that. It's more of a treat. You know? Because
little-
you don't want
little
her
nibble?
to play herself
A little
all the
nibble?
time. Yeah.
nipple.
A little nibble of Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
First of all, for those of you guys that were with us a couple weeks ago, we missed you. We know it's been a couple weeks. We've been gone. SNL was on hiatus. Actually, the three of us, along with Kimberly, we were all in Austin, Texas together at South by Southwest. Kimberly had a movie premiere down there, and she has a very, very early call time tomorrow for something she's shooting, so she's not with us tonight.
She's killing it.
We will miss you, Miss Kimberly.
Yes.
But the three of us are here. We're ready to roll. Guys, should we just go right from the top?
Let's please.
Do it.
I wanted, before we don't, no specifics. What did you think about the show?
So good.
I liked it a lot.
It's
yeah.
so good.
Super funny.
It got soul. And
Are we
it's super
adjusting me?
bad.
This is like an on-the-fly situation. I love this. Is there any way to turn me up? I can't hear you guys at all.
You can't hear us?
I'm over here?
Number one.
Number one. I don't know how to do that.
I definitely
I have no
thought
knobs on my
that
side.
this episode was
Yeah,
awesome
there it is. Thank you.
and so fun.
Oh, thanks for covering,
Yeah,
Katie.
I got you. But I felt like everyone had such good energy. Like, they were having fun, so I was having fun.
That's like the rule of the world. When
Isn't
when
it?
someone's having fun, everyone should have fun.
Good
You know?
writing, too. Like, not just silly. Like, it was silly, but in a good way.
But also poignant.
Yeah.
Yeah, poignant would be the
Topical.
word. Guys, one more time, and The Rock's part of the Five Timers Club.
Yeah.
Woo!
Crazy.
That's a big deal. That's kind of weird to think about.
yeah.
The Rock.
I wouldn't mind it,
come
though.
a long way,
He has
hasn't
come a long
he?
way. Good Lord, The
I'm a
Rock.
Dwayne Johnson fan. Me and my family just
You
watched.
can't just call him Dwayne Johnson.
I do. I'm
You
on
do
a
when you
real
guys
name basis.
share a room together?
Yeah, I'm on a
Dwayne,
real name basis.
bring me the Tostitos.
Me and my family go and watch Dwayne Johnson movies. We've seen all
That
of them.
sounds so weird.
I know. My little Wilbert clan is just always like watching these Dwayne Johnson movies, and we call him Dwayne Johnson. I feel like I know him.
I feel like that almost sounds sexual.
No, I
Like,
don't. It's
me
not.
and my Dwayne Johnson are going to relax at home on Sunday.
What are you doing? Just watching my Dwayne Johnson perform for me.
I've been going through the catalogs of all of my Dwayne Johnson films. What? Oh, jeez. Okay, let's start at the beginning. This cold open with Dwayne Johnson. We know they start with political sketches. And so I was kind of bored. I'm not going to lie. I've had this negative thing with these political sketches for some reason this season. They haven't really entertained me. So I was bored.
I feel like the politics haven't been too good lately.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know?
Wait till
Maybe that's why.
the election ramps
Yeah.
up, and then it'll be fun. Speaking of Bobby Moynihan, I saw somebody write this. His Ted Cruz was phenomenal.
My
so hopefully,
roommate said that too.
Yeah, like Ted Cruz gets a little more time, like with this process,
yeah.
because I would love to see that come out a little bit more. But yeah, then it like totally changes gears, and we see him turn into The Rock, and The Rock Obama comes back. Did you guys like this?
Yeah, I was expecting it. Because they had, I think on the Instagram, SNL's Instagram, they're like, will The Rock Obama or something come back? And I was like, please.
Of course it's going to.
Nice.
But I love the twist with a She-Rock.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Well, okay, so I saw someone point this out on one of the websites that I always read after I watch SNL. There's a lot of websites. We try to read a lot of the reviews. One of them said this, that when Kerry Washington hosted last time, she had to leave stage and come back on to play another African-American character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
And they don't have
that.
to do that now. And plus, with somebody like Leslie, they can do sketches like this, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to see.
It was
I thought
cool to
it was an interesting sketch, but the thing that I left with was like, I am aware that I am not very sure what's going on in politics right now, because I was like, why is
Because you've
this
been busy
happening?
watching your Dwayne Johnson films.
I've been so busy
your little
watching my
Wilbert clan.
Dwayne Johnson films. But and Kimberly was even talking to me about like, isn't Obama going to get impeached? I was like, what?
What?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
sure she was
So we
joking.
had this conversation, and then I was like, so I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I don't know what's going on in the world. And so I just watched the sketch and was like, it's funny once they turned into the Rock Johnsons. But then I was like, I don't know what's going on in politics. I should ask them live.
So, are you going to ask us?
Yeah, what's going on in politics? Because I don't know.
Well, President Obama's about to get impeached. And then
Ted Cruz is gonna
Ted
take
Cruz is going
over.
to take over.
Is this a joke? Are you joking?
No. Josh, back us up here.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's going to happen any day now.
He doesn't even know what we're talking about. He's like, yeah, it's inevitable. Yes, I agree with
President Obama's getting
Danny.
impeached.
Oh, he is listening.
I'm listening.
You're such a multitasker. I'm just teasing.
That's what I do.
So good.
You're great at
Josh.
what you do. Thank you so much, Josh.
I'm
no.
really gullible, so you have to be straight with me.
This had no bearing on real politics.
Yeah. Okay.
Really. This was more
That
of just
was my
like,
question.
hey, we're doing something political in the
Right.
Oval Office, and then the Rock Obama appears, which I was kind of actually surprised. His impression of Obama is decent. He did a little bit of like a British thing with his R's. I don't know why I'm giving you a sign language R. For those of you at home, I just threw up a sign language R when I said that. But he did a little bit of a British thing with his R's. Did you notice that?
It felt like
notice
Obama / caveman to me.
But he was like
Yeah.
Hulk, so it has to be. It's like abbreviated sentences.
Well, this is the show where Katie doesn't know things and references. Does the Hulk only talk as like
He
a
doesn't really
caveman,
talk.
like me Hulk, me throw rock?
He like
Yeah.
a little, not so much caveman, but it's more of like grunting
Like
abbreviated
too
sentences.
angry to
Yeah.
communicate
He's
his
too-
words.
He's too angry to worry about diction and grammar and syntax and things like
I would
these.
settle this conflict reasonably, but I'm so angry.
I'm too busy being so huge with my Dwayne Johnson.
I feel like everybody could do a good Obama impression, or like a decent Obama. You know?
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well. Oh.
Give us one line. What's a good Obama line? I want to hear everybody's Obama impression.
I'm the president of
Of
She's doing the
United
fist, though.
States. This is
That's pretty
mixing
good.
in Bill
She's shaking
Clinton.
the
all right,
fist.
Katie, your turn. Say I'm the president of the United States of America.
He does like lots of
As Barack Obama. You got this.
I'm the president of the United States of America.
Okay, that's not bad. Josh, your turn.
So bad.
Well, let me be clear. I am President Barack Obama, President of the United States of America.
Got really good intonation.
All right.
Really
That's pretty good.
Danny,
I'm gonna give it my
Daniel?
best shot. I'm not a good Barack Obama impressionist. I'm gonna try it straight to camera here. Hello, I'm Barack Obama. I'm the president of the United States of America, and I have a Dwayne Johnson in my pants.
Oh, you
How was
just had
that?
to add
I
it.
had to add it.
You know what was really nice? You said Obama, and it
Obama?
sounded really Obama-ish.
the hello too was really good.
I'm sure all of our viewers are loving this.
You're welcome for that.
I will say though, Leslie Jones and The Rock, when they said live from New York at Saturday Night, looked like they had the most fun saying it of anybody all season.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm making a highlight reel of this season, that moment's going on it.
I think
that
this
was awesome.
whole show looked like everybody.
Super fun.
I don't know what happened this week for them, but I feel like
Hiatus.
everyone. Well, maybe
Yeah. Fresh, so fresh off the
So
Vacation.
fresh, so fresh and so clean,
Yeah.
clean.
Wasn't he like the first host to do that this season? Live from New York?
You're right.
Yeah.
Can we get a round of applause for Kelly McInerney?
Yeah,
Hello.
Joe.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
we got
Okay,
you.
let's move on to the opening monologue here. Viagra. What was it called? It was
Franchise
called
Viagra.
Franchise Viagra. The idea of this is great, and while The Rock's
Yeah.
singing voice is terrible, his enthusiasm and
wasn't
charisma. Yeah,
terrible.
you're right. It's not terrible, but his enthusiasm and charisma drove this home.
Commitment.
I just wish it was a different type of song. Like if it was more upbeat,
Oh,
it
yeah,
would
I'll
have
give you
been
that.
catchy. I feel like it was a weird tone. That's
do
why
that, like,
I had to watch
Jazzy
it.
boat show.
It felt
Yeah.
like a JT, like a Justin Timberlake beat, like a jazzy, like 20
Yeah.
off the 2020 soundtrack beat.
I had to watch it twice, and then I laughed the second time. But the first time, I missed a lot of jokes because they're just like, "This is boring," you know.
Yeah.
Really, I rewound it a bunch of times because I
Yeah.
like when they like make another Home Alone where I'm the kid. Did he actually say shit?
Yeah.
He actually said it, and
and
they didn't beep it out. Did you notice that?
I feel
He
They
goes,
said bitch later in the
But
episode.
you can say that. That's below the S word.
That's
Sorry,
so
Mom,
weird
that
to
I just
me,
said that. If my
because
mom
I
watches,
feel like bitch has become a word. I don't even like saying it now. Like, ow, it hurts my
but
ears.
just be tripping about. That's your famous line. Say it.
Bitches be tripping.
But he did. He goes, make another Home Alone where I'm the kid. Burglars take a look at me and are like, shit. And I think he actually said it.
Yeah.
But if he didn't finish the T, he could get away with it, right?
That's true.
Technically. I liked Zero Dark 31 and I'll kill
His Ghost.
Osamo's Ghost.
That was
that
good.
was funny.
I think, though, the best part of this for me was the Stephen Hawking dropping
Yes.
The Rock's famous line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you smell what Stephen Hawking is cooking?
Pretty
That was
great.
good.
That was great. That was clever of the writers. It was a good homage. They weren't bagging on the Oscar, movies from this year. It was kind of like a nod to them
Yeah.
in a cool way. So I thought that was
I
clever.
liked it.
All right, let's move on to the first digital short, modeled after Starbucks' Race Together campaign, which is being scaled back very quickly this last week. I didn't even hear about it initially. I had to go read about it.
Yeah, me neither.
It went away very quickly. But where they encourage baristas to write Race Together on cups and inspire race-related conversations. Instead, this one takes place at Pep Boys, and they're doing #genderflect, where their workers talk to customers at Pep Boys about gender and sexual identity. Katie, did you like this or did you love this?
Oh, that's so nice. I get two positive options.
Yes.
Then I loved it.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
I kind of thought you would. This is your brand of humor. You love gender and sexual equality jokes.
Do I?
No, I just mean you like weird stuff. And this is weird. I like weird stuff.
I do. I am always like, it was so wackadoo. I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was so funny. And I don't know. I don't have a reason, really.
Did you have a highlight moment, like one of the examples they did?
Well, it was actually Kate McKinnon's reaction of like,
Yeah, it was good.
would you just get my car? Like, I think those reactions, and I loved seeing, oh my gosh, your favorite person ever.
Kyle Mooney?
Yes, with gray hair, just like chatting away at the counter. I don't know, like I just thought it was so silly, and I loved it. Like, it's cool if you have a sex change. Like, I wouldn't want to. You're allowed to say I'm gay? I don't know. I thought
That
it
was my
great.
favorite part when he's like, oh, he gets to say that's gay. Oh, lucky. Kelly, did you have a favorite part of this sketch?
I don't know. I didn't like it that much.
Really?
Yeah.
You should have asked that question first.
It was okay. It was one of my least favorite ones, but it was funny. I don't know.
You didn't laugh at the part when 80 said, if you got both parts down there, be proud. I'd be doing myself all day long.
That was good. Yeah, I liked her in it.
That was.
But yeah, it's cool.
Okay, well, I liked this. I thought it wasn't the best digital short of the season. Maybe not top 5, but it was laughable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giggleable. WrestleMania promos. Now, before we talk about the sketch, I just want to say off the top, if you're listening or if you're watching at home, first of all, thank you for watching.
Hi.
Please continue to watch, to rate us 5 stars. That's why we do this, is for you guys. So if you're watching, you can live tweet us. We have chat roll open, our special AfterBuzz TV chat roll, or we like to call it the chat roulette, where some people are chiming in right now. Or you can tweet us live during the show. We love that. So now that that's out of the way, also if you're listening, if you have not seen the sketch, go watch it. Top 5 sketches of the season, in my opinion. This was clever from top to bottom. It's the WrestleMania sketch. For those of you that have or haven't, I'm going to give you the quick synopsis and then I want to talk about this. The Rock plays a character in WrestleMania. As you know, that's his past. He used to be a wrestler. He plays Coco Watchout, which is a great name alone. Alone, if he plays Coco Watchout, I'm happy. And then Bobby Moynihan as Trash Yard Mutt, doing WWE promos, even Taron Killam's impersonation of, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's like this, he's on his phone, doesn't care. Did you used to watch wrestling, Josh? he's like, he does the famous announcer impression really well. And they do basically 3 promos, and it gets crazier each time as The Rock used a research firm. Guys, tell me why you love this so much.
It was just so clever. Like, I don't know. He has herpes.
It escalates.
It just won.
Yeah.
The first line. You know, yeah. And
so mental warfare. It was so funny. But you could tell he was having so much fun.
Oh my God, he almost
was
broke.
Like killing it. And some of the lines he said, like, that were so simple to me. This guy has herpes and he's got it bad. You can't have he can't have sex without having a conversation first.
Having to talk.
So funny.
I like it. What did he say about the doctor? He goes, yeah, the doctor said it's the most herpes he's ever seen. But like, okay, so they did the herpes for the first promo, and I was like, okay, that's funny. He went mental with it. But they level up each time. So the second promo, they go with Family Guy porn. Not porn, Family Guy porn. You keep Googling Lois Sex Brian. Brian's the dog! Kelly, you like Family Guy, don't you?
yeah, I'm not a. But yeah.
Kimberly is a huge Family Guy
God,
fan.
she would be rolling right now, loving
She
this.
enjoyed it.
Did
Did you watch it with her?
She gave like a ha to that moment.
Is that's a Kimberly crescendo? And then on to the third promo, Stacy from Hawaii, I catfished your A.
Yes.
That's so freaking clever. Yes,
Yep.
this was top to bottom. I think top 5 sketches of the season.
Really
for me.
good energy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to watch because it just kept going.
Yeah. And just really like because everybody's talking about WrestleMania right now, and it's just a great way to make it funny and like, but it's still not making fun of wrestling
Well, and they're
fans.
using The Rock
Yeah.
to do it, i.e. Dwayne Johnson.
As Coco Watch Out.
Super fun.
Yeah, WrestleMania was in San Jose today. I had a bunch of friends there. I was watching their Snapchats. There's 90,000 people there.
Crazy.
Cheese and rice.
It's insane. And Maria's there. Our lovely boss and president and owner of AfterBuzz TV, Maria's there. Yeah. Anyways, I thought this was fantastic. Highlight of the episode, MVP for The Rock. This was fantastic.
Okay.
Straight into a digital short that I would argue is one of the better ones I've seen. I liked this.
At least this season.
At least this season, this season, because it's clever. The Disney Bambi remake digital short with The Rock as Bambi, Taron Killam as Vin Diesel as Thumper, Jay as Tyrese as Flower, and Cecily as Michelle Rodriguez as Faylene, the girl Bambi. You guys, clever?
I thought it was great. My favorite was Taron Killam being Vin Diesel, just not pronouncing his words.
I rewound it.
His third beat of just mumbling, like.
What's the word he's even saying? I'm always
because I
thumping.
thump a lot.
Yeah, I'm always thumping. Just
And he's like, yeah, there's always something.
I like
What were you gonna say, Kelly?
I like Ludacris. Jay Farrell's Ludacris. The song was really funny.
Yeah, what did he say? Bam, bam, Bambi or something like that?
something like that. So fun. I just want to know why Bambi didn't have horns or the
Interesting.
antlers.
Yeah.
because he's The Rock. I don't know.
But
Just
Bambi
just
was
random
like a
thought.
little,
Maybe
a
to
little
make
babe,
him,
right?
yeah, like
Yeah, it's like a
hardcore.
little. I'm a baby deer, and
So
do
he's the
baby
babe.
deers have antlers? yet?
No.
Maybe.
Oh,
But
somebody's
he's all grown up, so valid point.
Yeah.
Valid point.
EDM7324 saying on the chat roll that in the last sketch there's a cheap shot to Coco Beware. I'm not a huge wrestling guy, so I didn't realize Coco Watch Out was a shot to a current wrestler, Coco Beware.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I just
Good
thought
to
it was
know.
fun.
Thank you,
time.
friends
Yeah.
and fans. I just thought that was a clever name. Okay, so back to this one. Even the name of it, Bambi 2016, Get Bucked. It's great. I would watch that movie. If that became a full-on,
Yes.
like MacGruber, I would watch Bambi get bucked.
Yeah.
And the deer crossing thing at the end, he's like, deer crossing, mother
There were
effer.
so many good little isms that they did that were just so simple and smart that made it gold.
This next sketch, anniversary sketch, makes me wish The Rock was a permanent character on SNL for the simple fact of the chemistry between him and Kenan in this episode, and him and Cecily for that matter, was awesome. We see The Rock as a very cocky, almost he reminded me of Mike, the Situation Sorrentino, whatever his name is, Totino's. Very cocky,
pizza
almost
rolls.
yes. East Coast character with his British girlfriend played by Cecily, and they randomly run into old friends Kenan and Vanessa, who he served on jury duty with, and they sent a man to the chair and they ruined their anniversary dinner.
Oh my God.
Do you guys like this, Katie?
I enjoyed it, but I couldn't figure out why because I didn't understand what the sketch was about. Like, I think I left going, okay, it was obviously a character sketch. And I think when it's a character sketch, you don't really, there's not a premise. It's just silly, weird people. But I laughed a lot. I wrote down a bunch of lines that I thought were like her being like 1 banana, 2 banana.
Yeah.
And like, these onion rings, like I can't eat onions. And her basically Kiwi accent, but like trying to be British. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I just didn't know why I enjoyed it. I just giggled and was like, it's funny, but weird.
Kelly, did you enjoy it?
I feel like it was okay. I liked The Rock a lot in it. But I feel like Cecily wrote it with like her writing partner because she's like, I could do a British accent. Let's do something with that. I feel like that's the idea it came from. I don't know if that's true, but I just felt like it felt like that. But that one song she did was funny because it probably would be like a hit because it's like so dumb but kind of like
Kind of
catchy-ish.
catchy. Yeah, there was a little bit of a catchy aspect to it.
Yeah.
It made me want onion rings, that's for sure.
The Rock carried this sketch. I mean,
Yeah.
So good.
he was his energy in this was so good. I love that character. Like I would watch a whole.
Bam, that head thing.
Yeah.
No,
And
I didn't ask you.
What?
I asked him, what's your name? What's
Yeah.
your name?
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, those. And did you notice he said boners like 4 times in this sketch alone? Plus, if you
Yeah.
add at the top what he said, get your movie boners up during his opening thing, he said boners total of like.
There was a lot of sexuals
Well, he is Dwayne Johnson.
Look
in
at
this.
him.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe they all were like, whoa, sexuals are coming into the office this weekend, so we're gonna write a bunch of sketches with sexuals.
Sketches with sexuals.
I guess that's my way of saying like innuendos or references, but instead I've labeled it this time around as sexuals. You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you, Katrina, Caitlin. Let's move on to the next one. TNT movie night with Escape from Jungle Island. The Rock is Dr. Bones along with Kate and Pete. Dr. Bones keeps getting shot with poisonous darts. And while Kate wants to, Short Long is the one who keeps getting to suck the poison out of the wounds while she stands by and going increasingly sexually insane. This one was maybe my least favorite sketch of the night. I think there were some funny moments. I think Kate was funny, like her reaction. She was like, "We won!" like whatever that noise she made.
Yeah.
And then the last line was funny when The Rock says, "Cartwheel up to me."
That was
like
yeah.
that was funny because you visually see it when he says it, and then he does it, and they actually committed. Like Pete put his lips on The Rock's butt in
Yeah,
this
I
sketch.
saw that.
Let's give it up for Pete Jacobson.
Who wouldn't? Am I right? No.
Am I
I'm
right?
on board. I'm on board.
I would
Probably
I would
firm.
for a sketch.
I mean, it looked really nice.
Yeah. It's probably
It
like
was a nice bottom.
kissing a rock.
Can we talk about? Oh, that was good. I see what you did there. Can we talk about something for a second? In that moment, was The Rock not wearing any underwear?
It was either that he was not wearing underwear, or they'd pulled it down alongside the pants.
Or was it a man thong? So there would be no underwear right there, but his Dwayne Johnson was in a banana hammock.
protected?
Maybe. I mean, he was a wrestler, so he's probably.
Used to maybe the thong
I like how you guys are
type
finishing each
underwear.
other's sentences here. So he's used to maybe finishing the thong.
I'm gonna go with he had no underwear on.
What are you going with? Underwear or no underwear?
Oh, I don't know. I'd like to think that he had no underwear on.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that.
Final answer
And
from
with
this side
that,
of the table.
that is our AfterBuzz question of the week. Was The Rock wearing underwear or not? If you think he was, tweet us and let us know. If not, don't tweet us at all.
Makes for very exciting costume changes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so yeah, this one was okay to me. I Escape from Jungle Island. I thought
I
it was
giggled a lot,
Really?
but it was Kate's reaction. Like I didn't care so much about the sexuals.
Yeah.
But it was Kate's reaction to all of it. She's so
so
funny. Anything that she's in, I think, is brilliant.
I just like the physical comedy too. This was like the typical physical comedy sketch of the
Yeah.
night, and I like that they committed to it. And you know,
I wish there had
And
been
we
something
saw
else
his
that was
butt, so I
weird.
was okay.
Like I wish something like the guys that shot the blow darts would have shot something else or done something weird. Or like
I did think that was funny. They just kept going out.
it kept like popping out like
Here
"Woo!"
we go.
and it's super delayed.
You know what was so funny to me though is
What?
there was a moment where it was just like the worst best justification of anything ever. When Kate's like, "Please let me," and Pete's like, No, I'm closer to him. By the time you would walk over here, the poison would have already entered his system. It was like the worst, best justification ever.
So, okay, here's an example of how this could be better. If the worst justifications got worse to me, like if they one-upped, like...
That would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been funny to me. I'm trying to think of ways like it would have been more humorous if that would have continued down that path.
That's what I laughed at the most, for
Really?
sure. Because I was like, it's so silly. That was so silly of him to say.
Yeah.
And to push her away.
Yeah.
No! He kind of did the, like what my mom used to do when we came up to a red light too fast and I was in the front seat with her. She's like,
oh, yeah.
No! It's like safety mom
I do
arm.
that to my purses, because if I don't, everything will just fly and then I lose all,
Is that another little Wilbert clan ism?
Well, I mom people a lot. I had a friend who got sick this week, and I just sent him like a list of things he needed to take medication-wise. Like, drink water, gargle with salt water. You need rest. Don't go work out. Like, you better be taking Mucinex. It's bad.
All right, so the next sketch, the digital short Brogain. For college-age guys, we see Beck lose his hat while doing a keg stand, revealing he's bald in the introduction of a new product, Brogain. This was okay.
It was giggly,
I laughed when they talked about the loss of, so they talked about the reasons why: the loss of hair due to stress, midterms, nerds, fear that your frat dog may be an alcoholic, and you chanted the N-word in a viral video.
That
was a nice little
made me laugh
punch
out
they
loud.
took there. Yeah, that gave me a Kimberly crescendo, as we're gonna dub it now. Ha! But other than that, I thought it was, and I love these guys, so I felt like this was subpar for them.
Well, they came back a little bit later, or at least your man.
They came back later. Yeah, we'll get there. We're not there yet. But I did like when Beck scurried away after his hat ran off, and they were like, Beck, are you bald? And he kind of did this, like, monkey scurry where he was, like, dodging people, but he wasn't really having to dodge people.
Yeah.
There was plenty of room for him to walk normal, and instead he pretended like he was, like, like, pouty dodgy. I laugh at dumb things like that. That was more funny to me than the idea of adding a B in front of Rogaine and making it a new product.
Yeah,
I think it's funny
their
for one
catchphrase
liner.
was "No one wants to be the bald guy in the frat."
Frat.
But then I'm a lady, and I don't feel like balding is a problem that we have to deal. We have other things we have to deal with.
Yep.
So I didn't connect with it emotionally because I'm like I don't know. Is that
Not a problem.
Yeah.
for me, so I don't care.
Yeah, this side of the table didn't care.
Yeah. I liked the first, the first intro to it when he just pops up bald head. It was fun.
George Ezra. This kid was born in the early 90s. We're all 80s babies here.
No.
You're a 90s baby?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah.
91?
No, 1990.
1990.
I started.
You're on the cusp.
This
Wow.
generation? No, that's not. That doesn't make sense.
Absolutely not. That makes zero sense. But I get
He
where
was-
you're going.
He was born 1993.
Yeah, in England.
Little baby.
Little England
Little
baby. This kid's 21. I gotta give him props. I don't know much about George Ezra. I'd heard Budapest. I think
good.
it's a catchy song.
Never heard any of him before.
Yeah, I mean, the kid was inspired by, like, the Bob Dylan-esque, so that's what he listened to, and he wanted to know what Bob Dylan listened to, and that's where he got his inspirations, like, the
Nice.
voice thing. He's not super, super popular yet, but SNL has this way of finding people who, before they grow. For example, when Sam Smith came on last year, I don't think you were on that episode, but I flipped out. I loved, but right before he came on, I'd heard a little bit of Sam Smith. Freaked out, he came on. And SNL saw that early, and goodness, now look at him.
Yeah.
I don't think George Ezra is going to be Sam Smith by any means, but I think he could be. This could be the beginning of something.
Well,
for him.
there's a similar thing to him and Sam Smith, though, in that you look at George Ezra on stage and you're like, how is this deep voice coming out of this little
Freaky.
petite
Freaks me out.
Englishman?
It's a soulful,
Yeah.
it's a soulful, mature voice out of this little kid that looks like he could be in One Direction.
And
or 5
he-
Seconds of
so
Summer.
still, which is something very similar to Sam Smith's performances, is that it's this big booming voice and very little movement. It's just like the easiest thing in the world to just have this big voice come out of you.
Maybe they should add him to One Direction. He could take Zayn's place.
He could. He could. Topical. Very topical.
He's, I think he's represented by the same people that represent Adele. So that,
Sony,
Yeah,
Columbia.
he signed with Columbia. Yeah. I thought he did great, and it was enjoyable to watch him because he was like smiling and just in the moment.
Sure.
And I thought he sounded wonderful, and he was adorable.
I feel like he's
Give
lip
him-
syncing and some other old man is doing that voice.
Yeah, it's going to look like he's a ventriloquist performer.
Singing
me
in the
out.
rain.
Yeah.
Weekend update. I expected a little bit more out of Weekend Update this week. I thought the jokes fell a little flat.
I liked it.
See, there were some things that you and I are usually opposite. It's so interesting. I thought there were some things that hit home for me, but I didn't think they were great. Like, I thought they could have punished the kids that chanted the N-word a little harder. I think that, like, we've grown...
Wait, what happened? Because remember, I don't watch the news, so
yeah, there's this video that... I can't remember what school they were at. Was it Virginia? Or it was somewhere, like, east, southeast. These kids were chanting. They're in a frat, and they're chanting on a bus that basically African Americans won't ever make it in their sorority. But they were using the hard R. Like, not just the A, slang N-word. The hard R, which is an absolute no-no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. The hard R. And they were chanting... Yeah, and then the viral video, like, well, it went viral. This video surfaced, and these kids are apologizing. But it's a frat. It became a really big deal. Yikes. So, anyways, that's why they kind of punched it during the bro game thing. Gotcha. I think they could have punched those kids a little harder here with, like, really talking about maybe trust fund or, you know what I mean? Like, really hitting these kids on some other things like that. I don't know how they would have done it, but I wanted to see something a little more like that, or maybe even about Zayn.
You needed justice. I get it.
Well, they did the Russian.
What's Zayn?
She said.
She said 4 toes, kind of like Zayn, and then she made a joke that the audience didn't hear. We'll get to that, yeah, we'll get it. Pause on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought the jokes were really good. I thought the characters weren't that good.
See, I like the woman from a small town, but I didn't feel like she had a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, and I kept zoning out and missing the joke. Like, I only knew that One Direction joke because I think they just tweeted it or Instagrammed it. Or, you know, SNL.
Yeah.
She said, my toes are like One Direction, only 4 left. She paused, she took a beat, and then she said, also mostly hairy.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think the audience heard it because it got like 7 chuckles instead of a whole audience of laughter.
Yeah, I think it came too late.
Like she shouldn't have taken that beat?
Well, it was too long of a beat. There was a beat, but it was too long.
Gotcha.
Then I think it was just missed, and then it was like, what's hairy? Oh, right, the toes.
Oh, your toes are hairy?
I think the audience had to jump too far over the cliff to get there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The OJ joke, though.
OJ joke was funny.
OJ joke. And the American Apparel joke,
Yes.
because I always look at those billboards, and I'm like, they look like, I'm like, put pants on, first of all. And I want to throw a blanket over you and give you hot cocoa, young lady.
Mom. You want to mom 'em.
I've been called mom so many times this week, I can't even tell you.
I did like the moment they had where they talked about the races, and they talked about blacks and whites and Mexicans. I thought that ended too quickly. Like, that could have carried out. I did like, because that's what I like. I like to see the interaction between them, and I wanted to see them
gun shy or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, because it can be sensitive depending on how they play it.
Yeah.
But I feel like because we have one guy who's Caucasian, we have one guy who's African American, they can do that.
Yeah.
Because it is like it's a satirical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they can sort of make fun of their own race and each other's races, but I think then it gets, you're into sticky wickets if you start poking fun
Sticky
at
wickets.
other people's.
They could-
Which is
isn't
why I
s-
feel like they got awkward when they said Mexicans.
But isn't Cecily Hispanic? They could have brought on Cecily and that
Yeah,
and
like,
continued it.
Her name's Strong, though.
But that doesn't. You can still be
is she?
Hispanic and not have a last name that's fully
Yeah, but
Hispanic.
I don't think she is. I think when the whole African American woman thing was around, they were like, well, what about Hispanic woman? Because they don't have one of those.
I feel like she's part something. It came up in a sketch or an interview or something.
She could do an impression of, like, we've seen her play Hispanic.
Yeah, but I feel like it
But
came
I'm
up
not
that she
sure.
was like, she was part something. I don't remember.
It could be.
You could Google it. But what I just wanted to see a little more of that. But
I also really like them talking about, which I haven't watched, but the Jinx and his playing the intro of the Jinx and replaying it with the songs and like, yay, murder. I felt like watching it, Colin Jost was having a lot of fun with that joke. Like, he really enjoyed it.
you saw his personality come out.
It was great.
I want to see that Colin all the time.
Right? I felt like he came alive, and that was really interesting and cool to see.
That's Colin coming into where Seth Meyers used to live all the time. And if he could be that all the time, for me, he can take where Seth used to be, because Seth owned the desk and could really deliver some of that stuff. I feel like that was a moment that needed to be said, and that was funny.
It was really good, but I think it's because it came from the part of him that was like, I love this joke. I love that I get to say this joke.
Interesting. Second guess, the most optimistic guy I know, Willie. I didn't really like this.
Me neither.
And I
No.
like Kenan. I didn't think it was a strong enough character to bring on.
Cecily Strong is English, Scottish, German, Swiss German, and 1/32 Italian, but not Hispanic.
Boom!
Whoa.
Josh,
Thank you, Josh.
coming in clutch. Thank you.
Woo!
All right. Well, can you break that down in percentages? I'm just kidding.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Willie. Like,
No.
why, Katie? You work in improv. Why and comedy, and Kelly too. Why as a character was he not strong enough?
Too easy, I feel like. He was doing too easy jokes. I don't know.
Kind of, but I think sometimes it's the same reason why in improv you don't want to be sarcastic. Like when you're saying one thing but doing another, like it actually doesn't read as well as you think it's going to. And I think there's something in that, and I just don't know that it was as strong a character and point of view. And I think maybe if he had gotten more emotional, but he can't get more emotional because he's supposed to be optimistic.
Interesting.
You know, I feel
Yeah.
like there wasn't anywhere for that character to go because no matter what he says, he's supposed to be capped under
Sure.
this, like, but I'm optimistic, so I feel like there's nowhere to go with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Cooking with Paul. I thought this was a clever idea for a sketch, but I don't think it all the way hit home. But I think the idea was funny in itself and could have been funnier. If you haven't seen it or you're wondering what the sketch was about, Kenan as Paul Montaigne, a James Beard Award-winning chef, also a 3-time sex offender, and The Rock is his sidekick, but actually he's his probation officer. And we see him cooking and keep escaping to the computer to try to do things. But just weird things, like the overhead shot where they showed him going like this, and then it was just weird.
I didn't like it.
It wasn't put
we
together
were talking
right.
about this earlier. It was my least favorite
It
sketch.
felt weird to me too because I just felt like I don't actually find sexual offenders funny in any way. Like I really felt like it was a weird thing to put someone in that light and we're supposed to like be on their side and laugh with them because I'm like,
Sure.
you're a 3-time sex. It was so weird to me. I was like, this is a weird choice and I can't get behind. Like I think my
Me
soul
too.
was just like, it's not funny.
And he called a mom, so you know it's like a little kid that he's trying to.
It was just
It's-
like gross to me.
Yeah, not.
There's a different way to make that funny. Like, let's say the beat is he gets The Rock to leave. He gets on the computer. We see an angle, and he's looking at Family Guy porn. Like, something like that.
Silly, yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
You can't make it real.
But it
'Cause then
was
like when he was Master
too-
Chef Junior as kids.
That's
that's
why it was-
real.
You can't, yeah, there's a fine line between, like, making fun of something like that and just
something that feels good to
Highlighting.
laugh at versus
Yeah.
something that you're like, I literally can't laugh at you
Yeah.
wanting to look at kiddie porn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, and the thing is, like, with Kenan's such an all-star, and the big moments he had in this weren't big. They fell short.
weird.
Big time. And I feel like as Kenan should have been like, nah, nope.
Sorry, not gonna
Have
do
Jay
this.
be Willie, or have
Yeah.
Beck, or have Pete. Have somebody else do this. Like, it didn't work. And then have somebody else do this sketch.
I'm surprised it made it to air. Like, I'm surprised it didn't.
That
It
someone
passed
wasn't
dress.
like, hey, I wonder if, especially with like all the Bill Cosby stuff in the news, if we maybe shouldn't like be pro sexual offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised it made it to air. I want to know what that beat out. I'm sure there's some other sketches at that.
Or stronger.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there were.
The Rock did almost break a couple times, but that was kind of funny to see.
The one part that I thought was funny was Kenan said the word boiling, very specific.
How did he
and
say it?
He was like, boiling! And for some reason, the word was really funny, and that was the only thing I laughed at.
I did laugh at the part where he said you hid in the wells of porta potties to take pictures of people's butts. I don't know why, because I got this imagery of like him sitting down there inside of a porta potty, just getting like,
Ew.
yeah. That for me, that was like, oh god, this is gross, but like kind of random. Let's just move on. Next sketch, improv night. Kyle, Beck, 80, and Pete are an improv group, and they bring up a guest to interview, and then they're going to do an improv sketch basically about this guest. They bring up Robert Durst, played by Kate McKinnon. Phenomenal impression. Let's just
Yeah.
talk about this. Like, that's a great impression.
She's ridiculous.
As a
good.
sketch overall, Kelly, what'd you think?
I thought it was funny because I related to it because the stupid improv name, like the Prince Charmin. My team's called the Risky Biscuits, so that's how it is. But I haven't watched Jinx, so I felt like I couldn't laugh at the things. I think she committed hard to that impression. Don't know the guy, but I'm assuming it was spot on because Kate McKinnon, that's all she does.
Yeah.
She looked kind of freaky without eyebrows, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super.
I couldn't stop
uncanny.
staring at her. And like the
I know
facial
the
twitches.
Robert Durst story, but I also haven't seen Jinx, so I think some of those references were a little lost on me tonight. But I still thought, performance-wise, she was great. I think it was a great opportunity to put that character on stage. I feel like the casing of it, the improv show, was like fun, but I could have took it or left it. Type
I would have
thing.
liked to see them do an actual sketch.
That's what
finish
I
out
was
the sketch.
waiting for.
Like the ham sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, and then finish it out. Have the other people come in and
Yeah.
like do a sketch.
Versus just like, hey, that's like me. And then they pulled out, and I was like, oh, it's done.
Maybe they do a sketch and then like he gets pissed in the audience or something like that, and
Kills
then
him. And he
yeah, and it
kills
kills him, and then the other lady that's trying to catch him catches him, but she had made a joke about her manicure hands. Like, I would have wanted to see
Yeah.
that stretched out.
Yeah.
I can see it in my head. I feel like SNL could have crushed it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that also is something that's topical, but it's a weird thing to be topical right now. It's kind of like when Bill Cosby was topical. And the fact that Robert Durst got arrested the day before Jinx came out, actually got arrested for murder. So like it's topical, but it's kind of a weird thing to
Sensitive,
be
yeah.
topical. Yeah, it's kind of like sensitive thing. That's the better word.
I did when we were in Weekend Update, when they show the girl's face and Colin is addressing that, like that's the actual girl that was murdered. It was a weird thing, and I'm like, if I was that person's mother, I would be like,
Oh,
no,
heck
I'm
no.
actually not gonna allow you to have
Yeah.
a show
Yeah.
where you're no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Last sketch of the night. Interrogation.
I love.
Or second to last sketch, I guess. But Vanessa and The Rock are interrogating Taryn, and The Rock is just this goofy interrogator who's using weird slang where he calls him hotball off the top. I feel like the room when they wrote this and they came up with weird things he could say was probably one of the funnier times to be in an SNL room.
Yeah. They
These
had
are the
fun.
times that are probably the most fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing he said?
Yeah, your
box.
lie that can fit in a box that can hold 1,000,000 hats.
What?
Like what? Who comes up with stuff like
It
that?
was so good. Or she would never kiss you because she's dating a guy named Jeff,
And he's the best.
So,
And I like that they continue the Jeff joke. His house is the coolest and his snacks are the best.
And you would never, ever be invited to Jeff's house.
this is like my favorite sketch. It was just
So
so
good.
stupid, but like he was like a kid, dissing,
Yeah.
being a bad cop.
I think it
So
goes
fun.
to show that sometimes simplest is best.
It's
And
so
even like
simple.
it was
True.
so appropriate as well, talking about the sexuals and the other
Yeah.
bits. Like it was so simple and clean and fun to watch.
Yeah,
It was opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was my. I'm gonna go third favorite because we haven't talked about the very last one.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that have been watching our show, you know that I love Kyle Mooney, and I reference what they did with Good Neighbor. This is what originally put Kyle Mooney on the map. Is his interview character where he goes to these events, interviews people as this really awkward guy that can't speak full sentences and has these interactions with people, but he never makes fun of people. He more is the butt of the joke himself. And he did that here, especially with kids. You can't make fun of the kids.
Yeah.
So he makes fun of the situations and lets himself be the butt. Guys, I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I want to
too.
see the whole thing. I really hope SNL puts the whole thing up.
It was good. It
Were
was
they real people?
so
They were
funny.
real people, right? That he was interviewing.
Have you watched any of the other ones?
No.
Oh, he goes to
Kelly.
like...
It was good.
I will watch them right after the show. We can go off, but like he goes to like a guitar convention and interviews these like people that are like crazy guitar enthusiasts. He goes to like a
Baseball game.
the San Francisco Giants
So
baseball game.
good.
These people are like super baseball fans and they're trying to teach him to do the SF with he's like the SF, he's the FS. He can't do it. And then he does one where he actually gets media access to the field and he interviews the players. And he's trying to ask questions, and they're absolute dicks to him. He tries to ask a question. He's being a character. They don't know this.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, you guys swing big boy bats for the fences today? And they're like, what? Is this guy even asking a question? What an idiot. Like, to his face. It is. And then
good.
And then they turn and walk away. He goes, real good group of guys here. It's brilliant. So this was obviously fantastic. I don't know if I have a favorite moment. Maybe the kid that he asks if... He asks the kid something and like, are we all going to cheer for you or something like that? He's like, nah, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
that was great. Or when the dad is interviewing the kid
That
and
was
he's just
so
standing there and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's best to just let certain things be handled on their own and not get
so
involved."
That was really good. I like the cutaways though. When they cut away and he's with the clown posse, he's just choo-choo trading and like waving, and then they're juggling over his head, and he's kind of like, "Don't get away from me." Did you catch that part?
Funny. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like sitting on the trike and they're juggling over his head. I want to see more footage of that. Like, how did you get down there? How is this happening?
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's more. Maybe it'll come out.
So good.
So yeah, I think for me it goes, my top 3 goes the WWE promos, this, and then the interrogation sketch.
Ooh.
Any difference for you guys?
I mean, those 3 are in my top, but I don't know what order.
Yeah.
I really liked Interrogation.
Yeah.
I really liked WWE. I really liked the last one. And I really enjoyed Weekend Update, the jokes.
Mm-hmm. Ditto.
Not the characters, but I really enjoyed...
Okay.
Related to the 45-minute nap thing. Oh,
Yes.
right. I am an alcoholic. I just did brunch today, so I did a nap.
Oh, good for you.
What's brunch?
That's fun.
Drunk brunch. So I took a nap
Sunday
after
fun
night
day.
memories.
Sunday fun day. I spent 3 hours cleaning my apartment. Well, that is this entire episode. You guys, SNL is back next week with Michael Keaton and Carly Rae Jepsen.
Nice.
Woo, I'm
You're
so
a huge Michael Keaton fan.
excited.
Guess what, Kelly?
What?
Why do you love Michael Keaton so much? Tell me this.
Well, I was a big Batman fan ever since I was a child.
yes.
Okay.
And I watched Multiplicity when I was a little kid, and it's like the best.
Freaking
If you watch it now,
love
it's so
Multiplicity.
funny.
They're gonna do a they're gonna do a
God,
multiplicity joke.
Fingers crossed. Fingers.
Kelly, I have a
good.
question for you.
Go for it.
How would you like to be the lead host next week for SNL for this show, since it's Michael Keaton?
If you want, I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
Done.
Man,
All right.
man.
Guys, tune in next week. Kelly will be leading the show because Michael Keaton's her favorite. In the
I like
meantime,
pizza.
until next week,
Get it?
Kelly, where can we find you?
I got you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo.
Katie?
And I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can find me on all things at Katie Wilbert.
Josh, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at Radio TFB.
Radio TFB. Thanks so much, man. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Coming in with the
Josh.
clutch information. Guys, I'm Danny Hoyt. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Hoyt, and on Snapchat, at Danny Hoyt 47, because that's my favorite number in the world.
46 other people already had it.
That's not why. 47 was like one of my first intramural basketball team numbers, and it's stuck. It's still my intramural squad team
And
number.
there's
since
also
then.
46 other Daniel Hoyt.
You can watch my Snapchat to see me play with Dwayne Johnson this week on Snapchat. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Dwayne Johnson,
Buzz
you
you
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.